Hey there, this is James with the Unity of Greenville. Thank you so much for being with me today. Hey, I want to talk to you about something that I think that might be kind of exciting. You might say, well, what is that, James? Well, I want to talk to you about why you should follow your joy and why that is so important in our lives. You see, joy is the divine frequency. It is that which matches us with the mind of divinity. It takes us out of our own conditioning and helps us to become aware of a higher frequency, a higher thought, a higher way of perceiving things. And the way that it comes to us is through this idea of following your joy, your bliss, your excitement. Okay? Now, I've been doing this for a long time, been practicing this. You might say, well, James, there's nothing really that excites me, you know? Well, what I've discovered is that it's not always something that you're just like, oh, this is amazing. I want to do this. Sometimes it is, but a lot of times it's just a feeling. You feel interested in something, and all of a sudden you're interested in this, and you go, oh, this is fascinating. And you begin to explore it. And what it does is it begins to lead you and guide you to your purpose. It leads you and guides you to things that you are to be doing and places that you are to go, people that you are to meet with, and it begins to help you further along down your path, the path of your life. And so it really is a beautiful thing. Joy is the frequency of divinity. Okay? And so when you allow yourself to go with that joy, to follow that joy will guide you because, in another sense, it's really as if the divine was standing there in front of you saying, hey, come, follow me. And so you're following your joy, you're following the divine, you're following the spirit, you're following the truth for your life. Now, is there ever a time you shouldn't follow your excitement? Well, if it is to do something that's harmful, then you don't want to follow it. You know, then you want to think about, well, why are you having these desires to do something harmful? Because that shouldn't bring you joy. All right. So those kinds of things you just need to, you know, question and put to the side. But most of the time, 99% of the time, what you find interesting and exciting is part of your soul's path. It's part of why that you were meant to be here in this life. It has to do with what your purpose is and you know how that you can accomplish your purpose. But sometimes you get excited about a particular thing, and so you jump into it, and then you get overwhelmed because um, sometimes you need to pull back, and this is where you follow your joy and excitement, but you have no attachment to the outcome. Because sometimes spirit will lead you to the next step, the next stage, the next thing that you are to get involved with, and will actually take you in a different direction. After, say, for instance, I know there have been people in my life who have told me, and I've had this experience myself, where you think that you're supposed to go down to the railway station and you're going to get on a train. And so you go to the railway station to get on the train, and the train doesn't ever show up. So what's the deal? Well, and in that moment, you say, okay, there's a reason for me being here. And so you relax and you go with the flow and you figure out, just through um, experience, maybe there's someone there that you're to meet synchronistically. Maybe there is a cafe that you're supposed to go and sit in, or possibly there's another business, or people that are uh, around you that you're supposed to meet. So you never want to um, prejudge your excitement. You follow it. You follow it through. You go through with it. You let it lead you, but you don't be so attached. And it's like some people that, oh, I'm going to do this thing and I'm going to make lots of money and I'm going to be very successful. And I tell them, whoops, wait a minute, pull back on that energy, because you're setting yourself up. You say, what am I setting myself up for? You're setting yourself up for an upset. It's a setup for an upset. And so, what you want to do is you want to stay detached and don't get too emotionally drawn into something, because excitement and joy is more of a spiritual quality. It's a spiritual, intuitive feeling. And so, as you follow it, it will lead you. But sometimes your emotions will get in the way, because your emotions tend to have little tentacles that reach out and attach to things. Ooh, and you get attached to a particular outcome or to a particular person or situation or a job or whatever it is, a career, and not realize there's something better, there's something greater, there's something more for you if you will only follow that higher frequency, that higher vibration called joy, because joy is a pure energy. Joy is a divine energy. It is the mind and will and purpose of spirit, because the divine wants you to key into, to lock into, to align with your purpose. And to do that, you have to be willing to follow your joy, to follow the little breadcrumbs along the way, but not get emotionally attached. Now that's tough, because I'm that way. There's certain things that I want in my life, that I've wanted in my life in the past. And for years, I didn't get it because I was so emotionally attached to the outcome. I was always like, oh, this has got to happen. I got to make this happen. I want this to happen. And it never happened. And I finally began to realize that I needed to pull my energy out of it and stop being so emotionally drawn into it, because your emotions will drain you. You just you just want to follow that joy frequency until you are led to the thing that you're supposed to do. Sometimes what you discover is that your joy is just leading you to the first step. It's not the be all to end all. It's just the first step. And so you take the first step, and then your joy will lead you to the next step and to the next step. And then before you know it, you've you've experienced on your journey uh, a revelation, an understanding of what your purpose is. Because sometimes you're led to a particular place to pick up a certain tool that you're going to be needing as you go down the road. But you had to get the tool first so that you can use it when you need it, right? Sometimes there are some things inside of us, some bitternesses, some resentment, some unforgiveness that we're not aware of. That's it's like a program that's running in the background, and it is influencing us, it's affecting us. And so By following your joy may say, hey, you need to go to this forgiveness workshop. Hmm. You follow your joy and you go to the bookstore and there's a book on releasing and letting go. You see what I'm saying? Uh, So follow that. Sometimes my joy will say, hey, let's go get us a cup of tea. And I say, oh, that sounds really good. So I go with no expectations. I'm just going for tea. And then on the way, I get a thought, I get an idea, I see something, I have a synchronistic experience along the way. So there's all kinds of ways that your joy can lead you, that your joy can help you and guide you. And this is how the divine works in our lives. This is how the divine gets us from point A to point B. But don't be attached to the outcome. Just allow it to lead you wherever you need to go. And affirm this: I am always at the right place at the right time. I always follow my joy. I'm not attached to any outcome, and I'm always doing what I need to do whenever I need to do it. Does that make sense? So follow your joy. Listen to what spirit is saying to you. Follow that intuitive feeling and go with it, and you'll always be at the right place at the right time. All right, well, thanks for joining with me today. I appreciate it. If you'd like to make a donation to our community, go to unitychurchofgreenville.org and make your donation there. We really appreciate it. While you're there, look around. We've got all kinds of resources and things that you can look at, past talks and lessons that we've given, and music. There's all kinds of things on there for you, and that's why we do it for you. So if you want to partner up with us and help us out, we appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right. Well, it's going to be a great week. You say, James, why is it going to be a great week? Well, because I said so. If you say so, I say so, and guess what? We're going to have a great week. So thanks for listening. Thanks for being a part of this community. I appreciate it. Enjoy yourself, and we'll see you next time.